Hi, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of the Jimmy Dore Show. I'm sitting here with hilarious comedian and author of the new book, Moment of Clarity, Lee Camp, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, Lee. How are you?
How you doing?
Good to see you. Let's do the Rachel Maddow lean.
There we go.
Okay,
yeah,
that's
across
fun.
the big table.
So this book, The Moment of Clarity, it started out as a web series. It still is a web series,
Yeah,
right? And you
yeah.
put them out how often a week?
Twice a week.
Okay, so twice a week, and then it was so good, you're like, I got to put this into a book. And then I saw you on the Big Dylan Radigan show on MSNBC plugging. There it is, okay? So Moment of Clarity. And now Lee, I became familiar with you watching Fox News one day, and you showed up on Fox News, and tell people the story, because it's kind of a famous story.
Yeah, well, it ended up going viral. It was this clip of me on Fox News calling them a parade of propaganda and a festival of ignorance, which was not what I was invited on for. I was invited to tell jokes.
They didn't invite you on?
No, they didn't know that would happen. So they then try and cut me off. And so they're like, well, let's go to the next segment. Unfortunately for them, the next segment, literally how Captain Kirk got laid so much. And it's women, there's 3 women in Star Trek bikinis standing there. So they provided their own punchline. That's not really, you can't blame me for that.
Okay, I didn't blame you at all. So that got you, so people became aware of you through that. That's a big...
A lot of people did, yeah.
That clip's out there. How many views has that clip gotten?
It's posted everywhere, so it's millions. It's millions.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I'm not on any, I don't mind, none of my clips have millions yet. We're close, a couple thousand. Anyway.
It's getting there.
We're very close. So now how would you describe the kind of comedy you do?
I mean, it's definitely political comedy, but I cover, it's cultural criticism. It's like, I don't like being pigeonholed like that. I don't think any comic does. I mean, we kind of cover all of the human experience. It's just that I happen to talk a little more about maybe what's going on in the greater picture of things than what happened at the grocery store that day.
Like, for instance, Occupy Wall Street's been happening. So before we get off the Fox News thing, so you stuck it to them real good on Fox News, which was nice. Yeah. And it made people excited, made me excited to see it.
And I don't have to explain it to you, but there's a reason that I called them what I did. And you know, our media. Look, I'm not going to defend any of the mainstream media. The media, a lot of it is celebrity bullshit and fear stories. You know, every time you turn it on, they're like, "Be afraid, be afraid, holy shit, be afraid." And then they're like, every commercial, "Do you have anxiety?" So you see, like, I'm not going to defend any of them, but they've done these studies multiple times, and people who only watch Fox News know less about what's happening in the world than people who watch no news at all. Like, that's mind-blowing, because people keep watching. No one would keep watching a sports channel that made them dumber about sports, you know, just walking around like, yeah, the Lakers beat Tiger Woods. And, you know, people are like, I don't even watch sports, but I'm pretty sure one of those is a basketball team and the other is like a tiger or something.
So you're saying that people who watch Fox News actually, at the end of it, know less than they did going in.
Exactly.
Which is true. I've seen this study too, right?
That's the effect.
And who would do that, right? Nobody. You wouldn't watch a porno that made you dumber, right? I used to know how to do this, and now I'm sticking it in her ear. I don't know what's happening.
That's the only reason I watch porno is for the tips.
That would be.
It's purely educational.
That would be Fox Porn Channel. Yeah, afterwards you'd be doing it all wrong. So
they're pretty close to merging porn and news into one thing. So very
close, right? Yeah. And Erin Burnett is gonna. She's one dye job away from being a Fox News host. I'll tell you that. So let's talk about Occupy Wall Street. I know you were heavily involved in it. Now Sandy, the Hurricane Sandy just happened. There's Occupy Sandy. Tell us about that.
Well, I wish I'd been more involved with Occupy Sandy. Unfortunately, I've been touring and stuff, but they've been doing amazing stuff with that. And I think it's kind of where Occupy is heading, in the sense that it's these amazing, like, local things like Occupy foreclosures, and Strike Debt isn't local, but Strike Debt is another great thing.
What is Strike Debt?
So it's an offshoot of Occupy that it does this thing called a rolling jubilee, which they raise money.
I've heard of rolling Jews.
Yeah, rolling Jews.
Go ahead.
They raise money, and then they use that to buy people's debt from the banks, which is normally, creditors and things buy debt, but they buy it and erase it. So they are saving people's lives by getting rid of these debts that is crushing them, that is crushing people.
Where do I sign up for this program?
It's at like strikedebt.com or .org or whatever.
Well,
it's out there, and people have donated. They've already erased $9 million of people's debt. that was destroying their lives. And it's that easy. And I mean, what all these things, they seem very different, but what all these things speak to, Occupy Sandy and foreclosures and strike debt, is people over profit. It's a novel concept. People over profit. Like, that's what it is. It's because no one can imagine buying up debt and erasing it. No one can imagine, hey, we're going to go out and we're going to help these people without any profit benefit to ourselves. And so that's what it is. And I think that's why it scares some of the corporate powers so much.
So is there, I'm going to, you gave me an idea. I'm trying to start up Occupy my car payment, and maybe
maybe
we could wipe out my Prius debt, because that's really hanging over my head. I got to tell you.
I'm all for that. Maybe we can start. I can hire you to drive me home.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Well, if somebody could show me how to use their goddamn navigation system, because apparently my street isn't in California, according to
the new iPhone.
They want to take me to Oregon. Okay,
yeah.
So now, so Occupy is not dead, because I thought it was dead. I was upset, but you're saying it's alive and willing?
It's alive and willing, yes.
Mm-hmm.
It is alive and well, and even before Occupy Sandy, Occupy created this incredible online base for activism that is not dead at all. And I don't know, it always just blows my mind that people, what exactly did they expect of a spontaneous global leaderless movement that sprouted overnight, and has never happened perhaps in the history of man, like a global protest movement. And they're like, well, it didn't solve my problem. I don't know, I'm still paying my mortgage. It didn't solve my problems in 3 weeks.
You know what? I think Occupy has done a lot of good things. It's shifted. Everyone's talked about how it shifted the debate, and now I think it's made. I think it helped get Barack Obama reelected, because it kind of pointed out who Mitt Romney is, the kind of people he is, and the kind of business practices they use, kind of got highlighted.
And the income disparity in our country, I think it's done a great job.
The income disparity in this building, ladies and gentlemen, is unbelievable. I passed the Daniel Tosh Studios on the way up here. Okay.
I don't know. I'm leaving here with no less than a banana.
Okay. So. And if you watch Fox Porno, you'll do the wrong thing with it. Okay. So what is on your arm? Is that a tattoo? Is it a saying? Can you tell us what that is? Is that interesting, or should we drop it?
Yeah, wouldn't it be funny if I was like, it says I like butterflies? It's a Howard.
Kim Kardashian.
It does apply, I guess. It's a Howard Zinn quote. It says, small acts, when multiplied by millions of people, can become a power no government can suppress, a power that can change the world. So
it says all that?
It does, and it sounds very Occupy oriented, but it's 4 years old. But.
Oh, you were cool before it was cool to be cool, right? That's right. All right. So so what are some of the stuff you're talking about on stage now? You just came back from New Orleans, right? You were doing shows down there?
Yeah, what a great city. They've kind of fought the franchise thing, so it's not like you don't have to show up and be like, well, do I want Applebee's or do I want some real culture at Olive Garden? It's like great.
My friend Paul F. Tompkins used to say that people were upset that Sopranos depicted Italians in a bad light. He said, no, Olive Garden commercials depict Italians in bad light. So you had some good food down there. No, what are you talking about in your act now? You got any?
Well, I mean, this right to work thing that just passed in Michigan,
yes.
And it's now 23 states, I think. Mm-hmm. And I mean, first of all, this isn't in the act, but first of all, can the left just get better with the wording? Why are we running around saying right to work, which was created by the right wingers? Call it no rights for workers or something, or call it bend over and take it from the corporate elite. Call it something that makes people realize what it really is. But I also think that more needs to be said. Unions have some problems like any large entities, but unions are also responsible for tiny forgettable things like a weekend and healthcare if you got it, and the 9 to 5 if you got it, and getting children out of the workplace alone was crucial because they're shitty workers. Let's be honest. They don't know what they're doing. They're hitting all kinds of buttons on the factory floor, lopping dudes' arms off. You're like, what do you mean whoopsie? You've worked here 4 years since you were 3. You should have this shit down by now, right? So they've done a lot of good.
Very nice. I heard RuPaul is moving to a right to work it state, which is a little different.
Let's hope Rand Paul heads there too.
Oh, let's hope Rand Paul ends there too.
Or at least dresses in drag.
That would be nice, right? I like a guy in a dress. There's nothing wrong with that.
I like entertainment.
Okay. So now you're taking Propecia, and that's a secret.
That is a secret.
No, I'm taking it. But so what else? Anything else we could? Because you're one of my favorite comedians. Oh, by the way, I want to let people know that you could see Lee. His show is moving over to TYT Comedy, and where is that? It's YouTube/TYT Comedy, and your show's good. It's not there yet. Lee Camp is not there yet.
The Moment of Clarity web series will be there soon, but for now, I guess just go to leecamp.net. Oh, where I'm giving away my album for free.
Oh, that's right. Talk about that
my
business
comedy
move.
album is, and I know this may seem like a very much I love the people, take it for free, which it's a little bit of that, but it's more that I wasn't making that much from it anyway.
Your CD?
My older CD.
Okay. Your first CD you're giving away. Your new CD you're not.
It's free to download for a limited time at leecamp.net.
Okay.
The sad thing is people think, oh, political comedian, 2-year-old album, probably doesn't really apply anymore. All still applies.
Turns out it's
all still accurate. Yeah.
Yes,
all the horrors I speak of are still around.
Yeah, they are still around. Rupert Murdoch is still here.
Yep.
We're still fighting the fight.
I think climate change might still be happening.
Might still be. Yeah. It's still. We're still in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
So the things are still. Yeah, that's right. All the stuff. I was just thinking about. I did my last special for Comedy Central in 2008. I'm thinking, yeah, that's all still happening.
Yeah, all still applies.
Not still. We still have Barack Obama, right, and Hillary Clinton still around.
So I don't understand the comedians that are like, I don't like doing topical stuff because it's gone next week.
Yeah. Well, if you're writing jokes about Honey Boo Boo,
right, that's what's gone.
Right, and Sarah Palin's reality show, maybe, but.
Mark my words, Honey Boo Boo will be a star when she's 45.
Yes, but lucky for us, real problems are here to stay.
Yay!
For our real troubles ain't going away. You and I will be able to make fun of this income inequality until we hit Social Security age. Right? Is that the point?
That's true. That's the hopeful message.
You have any comment on this whole fiscal cliff, debt ceiling, the whole deal? Anything?
Well, I think the most obvious thing that's not talked about enough is here's an idea, maybe end the war and not have 900 military bases around the world, and there's your money. There's all the money you need. Hey, look, you don't have to take health care from seniors.
We can't close military bases in Guam. We're broke.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when it comes down to it, we've got to back off a little bit from this empire thing. We don't need 900 military bases. I mean, look, it doesn't make sense to continue like this. Our economy's filled with debt. Our people are filled with Kentucky Fried Chicken. Our chicken's filled with hormones. The hormones filled with mercury, and we don't know what the fuck mercury's filled with because we defunded NASA.
Lee Camp, ladies and gentlemen. Here's his new book, Moment of Clarity, and his web series coming to TYT Comedy. Thanks, Lee. Let's do this lean.
Thank you, man.